The state of Arkansas and the people that just care about power, money, greed, all of the things that make this world horrible, that's what that, they're still out there. They're still out there. And you know, I spent time in Arkansas. I spent a lot of time in that Capitol building. A year, every day of my life I was in and out of that Capitol building, and I saw all those cockroaches. Horrible. Everybody knows the truth.
Wow, it's pretty deep. I guess to get a little bit lighter, I'm a crazy wrestling fan, and
Cool.
I have to ask you about your time in WCW.
Yeah.
Like, how'd that come about?
That was my idea. It was a lot of fun, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't my idea. It was when I was out of the band. Those guys went over to South America. They met Vampiro. Vampiro's still a very good friend of mine. We call each other brother. He absolutely is a brother. And I'm a praying man, so I pray for him and all his fellow countrymen in Mexico. They're having a hard time out there.
They just got hit with another earthquake.
Yeah, it was
right?
terrible.
Yeah,
It was really, really bad.
crazy.
But those guys went over there. They met Vampiro. Vampiro was in WCW. You know, and Jerry just wanted to be a wrestler so bad. So bad. So it was a lot. It was Jerry Only's fault. But we had so much fun. We really did. We all had so much fun. We laughed a lot. I didn't really take it too seriously, you know what I mean? Because I'm the little guy anyway. But yeah, man, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. By the end, I was really getting into it. I liked it.
Do you have any like funny stories from like backstage, like from like?
Oh
the whole
man,
production
yeah,
of it?
you know, there was a lot. Backstage was awesome. There was one time I was in the bathroom. It was dead quiet where we were, dead fucking quiet. And I go into the bathroom, put my stuff out, look in the mirror, looking at my face. You know, I start doing my makeup, and I hear the door open. Right? You know, I'm looking down, and next thing I know, Sting is standing next to me. He just kind of does one of those things. He just kind of does like the chin and starts doing his makeup. I was so freaked out. Didn't say anything to each other for like the whole time. My heart was just going. It was awesome.
That's
you know?
cool.
It was awesome. I saw Roddy Piper, you know, when he like me, Doyle, and Chud were in the room in the big scene when Roddy Piper retired.
Oh, that was super cool.
Yeah. Doyle and I were standing in a hallway one time, and all sorts of people were going by, right? And here comes Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan walks by, and Doyle's doing this to me. He's hitting my elbow like this. Hulk Hogan walks by. He stops right about here, and he turns and goes, "I know you guys. All right, brother." And he walked on. And Doyle and I were just like, "What the fuck?"
That's awesome. Oh, that's so great.
Hulkamania running wild.
Always running wild, brother. You know it. Now I'm getting like jacked up about it.
Good stuff. Good times.
All right, so like the themes on the Misfits albums that you did, a lot of them were like throw like references to horror movies. Were these like your idea, or was it like a group effort? Like, all right, let's write about these certain movies, or like how did that come about?
It was their idea.
You know,
that was the whole recipe that Glenn first concocted.
right.
And then it grew to, you know, when I got in the band, I took it a step further where Glenn would take the themes and the imagery and put it out there the way that he did, and I wanted to build on what I believed was going to be his, you know, his greater vision of the band. I always said that if Glenn took a look at what I was doing, I always wanted him to take a deep breath and know that, you know, what he had built was still being put forward with respect and something good, and I think that I accomplished that.
You definitely did, dude.
But you know, I tried to take it not more literally, but with the you know, the writers and the directors, and extracting allegories from what their original intent was, and then making it also relevant to my life. So it's this three-dimensional, you know, sphere that is a song. So it's an innovative way to write and create. And so yeah.
That could be a song with Spear about like phantasm. Right?
We're packed up?
Yeah.
Going home.
Ah, sick. Awesome. Well, I wanted to also, well, personally, just I want to say that the Misfits, I feel like you breathed life into the band and you made them. Their legacy right now, I don't think it would be as big as it is now if it wasn't for you, you know, and you, the way you just brought a whole new generation, the great tunes from the past, and put your tunes into it.
Thank you.
And just yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a lifelong fan. So
Thank you very much.
yeah. I just wanted to wrap up by asking you about also your time with Marky Ramone in Wood
Yeah.
Street. Would you ever consider working with him again?
Of course. Love
Yeah.
those songs.
Yeah,
I
man.
love playing with Marky.
Yeah.
I love playing with Marky.
Yeah. I mean, if and when I think one of the best songs that you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Thank you.
All right, this is my final question, and it is a wrestling question. So,
All right.
now, if it was a fatal five-way match with Michael Graves versus Jerry Only versus Doyle versus Robo versus Glenn Danzig, who wins and why? And how, actually? It's actually not why.
What are you guys looking to do next? Like BBK, Stage 48?
It's a toss-up between Doyle and I.
Yeah?
I know Doyle's weak spots, but Doyle's incredibly powerful. Like, I know all those guys' weak spots. And what they would have against me is obviously power and strength. So if I could tire them out and just slowly chop them down, I got a good shot. But I think it would be a toss-up between Doyle and I.
Yeah?
Yeah. It would be a good fight. And Doyle would probably come out on top because at the end of the day, he's more powerful than all of us. And but yeah, if I could get a couple good shots in some strategic areas, I'm in it.
Maybe you get tricky,
I'm in
like,
it.
you know, Frankenstein.
I'm in it.
He's in it to win it. Mike.